Okay, now it's a good time to explore another interesting aspect of Meteor, which is its own packaging system. Meteor was created in an era where NPM wasn't a thing, so they came up with their own packaging system. You can explore available packages on this website. It's called bacosphere.com. Um, it's an open source project created by Kelly Copley. I hope I'm not butchering his name. Okay, you can sponsor him on GitHub. Okay, please do. Now back to our application. We can explore the currently used packages in our Meteor application in this file. You can find it in .meteor/packages. It's basically the equivalent of package.json in the npm world. Okay, as you can see, our Meteor application comes preloaded with many packages. There is also an interesting file you need to know of. It's called versions. This file is equivalent to package lock in the npm world. It basically allows us not only to specify the versions, but also the versions of the sub dependencies. So, for instance, the plays package uses many sub dependencies, as we can see here. So, it also specifies the versions. Okay, and as you would do normally in the Node.js or npm, you wouldn't really tamper with your package lock, which is versions. You only mess with the packages file. Okay, so let's add a couple of useful packages that we're going to be using later on. First off, we have a package called accounts UI, check, and Aldit collection 2. A side note, in the Meteor package system, the author of the package precedes the package name. Okay, and package names without a preceding author name, it's a core package that's available right out of the Meteor core. So it wouldn't really make sense to Meteor this and the package name. So whenever you see like a name colon the name of the package, so it's the author's name. Okay. Um, Accounts UI is responsible for granting us a few basic authentication related UI components, which are going to be useful. Next up, we have check. It allows us to compare and validate certain values with an expected type. Lastly, Aldit collection 2. It allows us to attach schemas to MongoDB collections to ensure uniformity and integrity of our data. So after we added these packages, I already have our Meteor application running. So it already took note that we modified the packages file, and it pulled all of the necessary dependencies. So it's really useful. Again, Meteor is reactive, and the developer experience is amazing. Okay. So finally, after we explained, a little bit about Meteor packages, some Meteor centric features, let's finally do some coding. So first off, I'm going to clean um, the stuff that's already present in Meteor. So I'm going to remove the template and also empty up the body. Okay, I'm going just to leave the title, and in main.js, I'm going to also remove everything in here. I'll probably leave main.cs dot css for now. Okay, and now let us create our core modules. So first off, we're going to create a directory called imports. Okay, which is going to host all of our application code. And inside of imports, we're going to create another directory. It's going to be called API, which is where we're going to place our modules. Okay. our core module, which our application revolves around, is messages, since it's a chat application. So let's create a file called messages.js that's going to contain a messages collection. So JS, okay. And for now, I'm going to just type in, and after I'm done, I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to just, continue do this for the rest of the whole course, okay? So import Mongo. Okay, so to create a collection in Meteor, you have to import Mongo, okay, from the Meteor's own Mongo package. Okay, next up, we also need to set up our LD collection tool. Okay, it has two different ways in order to set up. For now, we're going to rely on the static import. I'm also going to import simple schema. And then we basically, to create a collection, you just, new mongo.collection and we give the name. Then we're going to attach a schema to this collection. So for our schema, it's super simple right now. We have the text, which basically whatever the message that the user intends to send. We're also going to associate a timestamp, so created at, and it's going to be of type date. Lastly, we're going to also associate the sender's ID or the user ID who created this message. And finally, we export the messages collection, and we're going to see where to use it later on. So now we're done with the most important single block in our application. So next up, let's create our authentication system. So next to API directory, we're going to create another called startup. Okay, and inside of it, we're going to create a file called accountsconfig.js. Accounts config, notice the hyphen, okay, .js. And inside of it, we're going to import okay. So this basically sets up our little authentication UI, which we're going to rely on. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is, as you can defer, like it relies on the UI um, that we added thanks to our accounts UI package. So whether for the database or even the little authentication UI, which we're going to see in effect in the next video, we relied on the Meteor packages we imported. You might also wonder, okay, so we added collection 2. Hold up. So we added collection 2, but we didn't add simple schema. Well, Collection 2 already embeds a simple schema. Okay, so you don't need to add it. I just want to explain that. So again, you might not really understand a lot from this video, but we're setting up our application. We are adding the very core components, and later on we're going to see the fruition of this effort. Thank you.